guys, what is happening? Dan here from Huck, Snowboarding Explained. I'm going to be doing something a little bit different today. I'm not going to be talking about the technical nuances of snowboarding for once. I'm going to be doing an unboxing. I've just ordered some new equipment for the season and it's arrived, so what I'm going to be doing is running through each item individually. I'm going to do my first impressions in the first video all together, and then I'm going to run through a quick sort of hands-on review and a close-up of all the equipment individually. What we're going to be looking at is the Salomon Lo Fi Boots, we're going to be looking at the Salomon Hologram bindings, and we're going to be looking at the Salomon Assassin board. I wanted to go with an all Salomon setup this year because I've just come back from a demo day and I got a chance to try the Assassin and it was really great. And I was looking around, I spoke to the Salomon rep and I was talking about the Lo Fi Boots and how I really wanted to try them, and he said that was what he was riding and that he was pairing them with the Salomon Hologram bindings and the Assassin board. And he said that it's one of the best setups he's ever ridden. So I took his word for it, I took the plunge, spent a lot of hard-earned money, but yeah, everything's arrived, it looks absolutely gorgeous. So let's run through things. I'll just pull it all out of the boxes and then we can do a bit of a hands-on close-up with each piece individually. Okay, so I'm going to do part of this sitting down and part standing up, depending on what I want to show to the camera and what I'm happy for you guys just to see. So this is the box that arrived. Before we go any further, it's probably important to note that these are actually the 2019 Salomon Lo Fi, so they're last season's, but apart from the colour scheme, they're pretty much exactly the same as the 2020s. They've got all the same technology, the same description, same write-up, everything. It's just a slightly different aesthetic. The reason I went for them was because, firstly, I like the green and black better, and secondly, because it was the same boot and it was about £120 cheaper to buy last season's, and they still had my size, so that's why I went for it. This is the Salomon Lo Fi. As you can see, it's a traditional lace and boa setup. Now the traditional lace obviously does the front and the top, and the boa connects to a pulley down here which has two coils, wires that run over the top of the ankle, and they fasten pulling the foot down into the corner of the heel cap. I thought this was a really great setup. I really wanted to go for a dual boa, and the fact that these had traditional laces as well that I could sort of tighten to the point that I wanted was a big plus for me. I really liked as well the way that the laces come down and affix to this strap here. So there's a fabric strap that kind of attaches there and there, which means that when you tighten this lace right across the top of your ankle, it's going to pull your feet down even further than a normal lace would, because it's tightening to these points which are, you know, down on the other side and the back of your foot, rather than sort of just tightening up across the top of your foot. On the back, it's got this kind of solid plastic piece here, which perfectly fits all the Salomon bindings, and because I've gone for Salomon bindings as well, I thought it would be a really nice pairing. This thing is packed out with technology. It's got shadow flex, rotation fit and straight jacket, and it's full of features that I'm looking forward to jumping into in the hands-on review that I'm going to do after this. For now, I'm just going to pull these laces open. I'm going to show you what's inside quickly before we move on. So one of my favourite features about this boot is that across the top of the foot here, it's got this single piece of elasticated waterproof kind of fabric, which is really going to help to keep your foot down in the boot, and means that when you're tightening your laces, you tighten them onto something that's already taut against the foot, rather than actually just pulling on the foot itself. They're really kind of going for the heel hold here. This is all part of the straight jacket system that kind of absolutely guarantees that your foot stays in the boot and your heel stays planted. Other than that, in terms of feel, I love the way this boot feels actually. It's got a really nice mix of kind of textures and fabrics, some soft parts and hard parts. Yeah, I think overall it's going to be a really great boot. It comes really highly recommended, and just holding it now I can see why that is. Behind the scenes here you've got this lockable portion here, which is going to allow you to get the liner nice and tight. This is just to kind of loosen the boa and the liner up, and overall I think it's going to be a really comfortable boot, and I'm looking forward to seeing what it can do out in the mountain. But for now, let's put it back in the box until we go into our deep dive, and let's move on to the bindings. So these are the Salomon Hologram bindings, which are an all-mountain freestyle binding with a medium flex, canted footbeds, EVA foam, composite high back, all that great stuff. And what these are going to do, they're going to allow me to rip around the mountain, hit some kickers, and hopefully explore the backcountry a little bit as well. I'm not going to be charging any sleeps, but I'm hoping that they're going to stand up to the little bits that I do. So, strip all this off. Okay. So, what are we looking at here? So, being one of Salomon's top end bindings, you get 3D molded ankle strap and toe cap. You get a canted footbed, EVA foam here for shock absorption. You've got a composite high back, which is a mix of great materials, and you get the Kevlar quick wire system here, which is going to give you a really good flex in your heel cup. But even though this is nice and flexible and really light, when this is pulled back together, it's no softer or more flexible than the Burton ESTs that I've got behind me, which are known as a good all-mountain binding. So if you're thinking about getting this and you're worried that it's going to be too soft and too flexible to charge around the mountain, I don't see it being a problem, just because this doesn't, it's got a bit of give in it, but I really don't think that it's going to be, too soft to really sort of hit some groomers at speed. And this, being composite, it's really light but really strong. It's got a nice kind of like metallic-y feel, and there's a really kind of deep heel cup in there, as you can see. So when your foot's back against that, it's not going to go anywhere. And the flexibility is going to allow it to flex around the shape of other boots. So if you're not riding lo-fis or you're not riding Salomon boots, you're still going to get a really, really good fit. I think all in all, these feel really, really solid. You can adjust the high back angle here as normal, but it is missing kind of the adjuster on the back. I don't think that's going to kind of affect it adversely, especially not with the Kevlar quick wire, which is going to be hopefully a really nice change of pace. The buckles feel really strong as well. These are solid aluminium, so they've got a really kind of great feel to them. They don't feel flimsy at all, and they've got that really nice deliberate snap, and that hinges all the way back as well, so you can just get it in just a couple of pulls. You can just tighten that all the way down from the top to the bottom. As you can see, 1, 2, 3, and then hitting the limit. And that's really, really nice. There's nothing worse than kind of ratcheting forever trying to get these things tight. It's nice and padded on the inside as well. And I think all in all, these just feel really, really solid. It's got these nice solid kind of metal sides as well, which are going to hold your foot in place, and a slightly raised bed there at the toe, which is going to give you a bit more kind of edge control. It's nice and sort of cushioned, but it doesn't feel flimsy or soft in any way. So I think all in all, these are a really great pair of bindings, and I'm looking forward to taking a deeper look at the technology that's in these in the next video. Okay, so finally we're going to come to the Salomon Assassin Snowboard. I've opted for the 159 because I'm going to be taking this all over the mountain. I've just come back from a demo weekend where I got to try 3 snowboards I was really interested in buying for this kind of one board does it all sort of job. I tried out the Jones Mountain Twin, the Capta DOA, and the Salomon Assassin. I was looking at the Huck knife because I think they're really great, and I do want to get into freestyle, but I don't think the Huck knife was as suited as this is to really charge around the kind of mountain and explore some backcountry as well. Yeah, this has got a really great graphic, and this isn't printed inside the veneer either. This is outside, so you can run your fingers over this and it feels nice and textured. Overall, I think it's got a really, really great look. I really like the shovel nose as well. This is a directional twin, so it's got a slightly extended nose to give you a bit better float. And yeah, you can even set the bindings back a little bit as well, make it even more surfy when you're diving into powder, and I'm going to test that out to see how it goes. In terms of the camber, this is Salomon's rock out camber. So what this means is that sort of this section here is all rock out, then you've got a little bit of sort of camber under the feet, and then it's a flat center. So that means it's going to have a raised center on it, which is going to allow you to really lock into those rails and those boxes and really kind of get some pop out of it as well as you're going up those kickers. But it's going to give you that nice kind of floaty feel in the powder and nice and forgiving sort of ride on the groomers as well. This board also has Salomon's quadrilaser side cut, which is their answer really to magnet traction or frostbite. Every brand is doing their own thing at the moment, but I really like the way that this felt. Out of the three boards that I rode, the Jones Mountain Twin, the Captain DOA, and this had the best side. This had the best edge control and best edge hold for me. In terms of flex, it's a medium flex board, and it's got a lot of playfulness in it, but it's one of those boards that the harder you flex it, the harder it pushes back. So when you're trying to butter and you're trying to jib, you know, it feels kind of really playful, but then when you're kind of charging a little bit harder, it does feel really stable underfoot. It's got a lot of technology packed into it, and that's what I love about this board, is that it really is one board that does everything. I'm really looking forward to going into more depth about this board when we do our full hands-on review, showing you how it flexes and giving you all the technical specifications. But for now, I think that about wraps it up. This has been an unboxing of my setup for this season, and I'm looking forward to seeing you guys in the next video, where you can hear me ramble endlessly about these products one at a time. I'll see you guys then.